SmackDown Chef Gaming, the only show on the internet where we will not rest until we have showered in every locker room in the nation.
CP, we're coming for you.
All right, well, there's not really much more you can say about that. How you doing today, Sacred?
I'm doing all right.
So is it true? Was it your plan all along to come down here and damage the NXT brand?
What are you talking about? We just destroyed your shitty champion.
All the nonsense on social media, especially when it's coming from the likes of The Miz.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Well, true or not, it is what ended up happening. You showed up, made some of our top superstars look bad, and then got
we
tied
did.
up in a legal mess.
We didn't make them look bad. They just wrestled us and looked
I
bad.
don't know what to
True.
tell you. That was never my intention. Miz is hell-bent on ruining my career.
For some reason, he wants
Maybe,
Kevin
but I don't think
Owens.
this one is on Miz. Next time your obsession with Roman Reigns tells you to come to NXT, don't.
What obsession?
Yeah, Roman's obsessed with us. He keeps fucking subtweeting us.
We barely fucking... He's not even
See
here!
what I just read on social media?
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's all cut and dry if you had read any of the legal documents we served you the past few weeks.
I'm gonna get this overturned.
Too late for that. Besides, there's no need to be upset. You did such a great job here as a representative of Miz and SmackDown.
Damn
I
it.
forgot. I came here to get away from you and Miz. I wasn't representing anyone but myself.
Damn the contract.
But in the end, your little act of rebellion actually worked in our favor.
No, it
Our
didn't.
viewer retention and
Nobody
social
watches
media
NXT who wouldn't
engagement
already be
all
watching
their
SmackDown.
shots. So nice work. See you back at SmackDown, champ.
God, I want Crandon to just rip Troy's head off.
I know. Don't worry, bro. It's coming.
I want to pull out every strand of that fucking scratchy-looking beard.
I am certain. I don't know when it's gonna be, but it's coming, bro.
God damn. And now they're fucking treating our title reign like it was bad. We've been stripped of the title. This cannot stand. Crandon will not settle for this disrespect.
We're gonna...
Yeah, I think they fucked something up in the latest patch because load times are insane now.
Hell yeah, we got so many points!
Hell yeah, bro. We can talk to Tom or Slade or Psycho Sally.
Well, I know who I want to talk to. Our cell phone. How you doing, Twitter?
Fucking everyone's got beef with us for this. This is not our fault. Shut up, Shinsuke. You weren't even there anymore.
Okay, admittedly, we did literally say that, like, almost verbatim.
Okay, yeah, we did. Whatever. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Feel like heading back to NXT? Actually, I'm legally obligated not to do that.
That's
Oh,
right.
so you're a pansy?
Guys, I legally can't enter the state of Florida.
God, you're afraid of the law? It's like, whoa, I wouldn't use the word fear.
Crandon fears no man's law.
What about Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who ruled against you in that case? Well, okay, maybe her law. But she's a doo-doo head.
Super doo-doo head.
You can put that on the official court record. CRANDON 2024 specifically, please.
Will the court reporter please read that back to me? Doo-doo head man. That's right. With 2 O's each.
2 O's in head? Yeah. Wait. No. Wait.
Cut that part out. I can't. I've typed all this down already.
But can you cut this part out? No. What
Can't
about
do
this
that.
part? No.
Can't
What
do
about the
that.
part where I was racist for 9 minutes?
Can't do that. God damn it. I fucking hate local politicians. I work at a job. This is the first time I'm on the show to talk about my fucking job. Every time my job comes up, it's you and Crandon complaining that you don't have my job.
Yeah.
I work with local government. We're like a video production company. and I'm in the quality assurance department. So I watch, like, we direct and like film and upload all of their like city council meetings, school boards, planning and zoning, shit like that. And then in my department, we watch it all to make sure it's all good. So we also are the ones who deal with the clients when they, oh, I found this is a problem. Oh, can you do the ABC, XYZ, this and the other thing? Well, because of the Open Meetings Act, everything that is recorded needs to go up. That's why it's recorded. So we can't edit or change anything to make anybody comfortable. There's some exceptions. There's like some exceptions labeled in the law where we can cut shit out. But generally speaking, those are few and far between. And I cannot tell you how many fucking emails a week I have to go through and respond to from random fucking local politicians and city council members asking, hey, can you cut out this multi-minute section where I was being a blatant jackass to either my fellow constituents or the people who came up for public comment? It is constant. And every time we tell them, no, we cannot do that. According to the law, everything needs to go up. All we can recommend is don't do that again.
Have you ever considered not saying stupid stuff on the legal record? What's just so hard? You don't understand.
I'm from New York. God, fucking New York is the worst. We have, like, Saratoga in New York. Ugh, fucking hate them. Their city council meetings are constantly fucked up. There's always something going on in New York is what I've learned. Because the fucking council there is terrible, and the people who go to these meetings are all pissed. All the time. Usually for good reasons. Other times, it's because their water tastes funny.
Damn, I hate when that happens.
Yeah,
all the time, everywhere that has tap water.
Well, here's the thing. If your water tastes funny, that's a real problem. But when it's one woman coming up every week to complain about it, and nobody else has her problem, I think there's just something wrong with your tongue, Susan.
Right.
God.
After seeing the system in action, does it just make you want to go to the local fucking meetings and put your public comments out there, bro?
Absolutely not. How some of these people go up and do public comments, I have no idea. The thought of making so much of an ass of myself mortifies me. Like that fucking, there's one I sent you that I told you to go look up from one of our local, like, it was in the fucking scenario, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't dox us directly on the show.
Oh, that's fine, I'll bleep that out. But, like, that one I told you to look up, that guy was up there for, like, 3 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
This is a horrible bit, because I can't say what he was saying.
No.
All you need to know is he was white and was saying shit that you shouldn't say when you're white.
Yeah. No, it was...
For 3 uninterrupted minutes, like he's doing a fucking half-op comedy special.
Yeah, it was hilarious for all the wrong reasons. And, like, because here's the thing. He did not mean it to be a serious thing.
Right.
Like, he was clearly...
He was clearly trying to make fun of people.
Right. He was in on the joke, but he wasn't really.
Yeah.
The fact that he was doing it all was the joke.
Right.
And he thought he was in on it, but he was not.
Let's get Sammy out of there.
Yeah, let's get a professional wrestler in the ring. That's because Sammy fucking distracted you by being in the ring first. It's really weird that we're shorter than Sami Zayn.
I know. He's such a short man. And this is after we gave Crandon the fucking WWE height rub. They must have given Sammy the WWE height rub, too.
Admittedly, probably.
He dead-legged the ref.
Some of the height stuff in professional wrestling makes more sense than others.
Right.
Because, like, Kane, who's, like, I forget, 6'8" or something, they'd bill him as like 7 feet tall. And it's like, okay,
Right.
a 6'8" man stands next to me and he says he's 7 feet tall. I'm not gonna know the fucking difference.
I'm inclined to believe.
But like people who are my height are like, oh no, I'm 6 foot. When they're pro wrestlers, it's like, okay, but if I stand next to you and you and I are the same height, then you're not 6 feet tall.
Right.
I'm not 6 feet tall. I'm not even that close. Like, there's a solid 4 inches away before I hit 6 feet. So if you're not noticeably taller than I am, you're not 6 feet tall.
Right.
And it's really funny, because I forget who the other guy was, but back when Daniel Bryan was on the Indies, he worked a show with somebody. And Daniel Bryan, I forget what they said. He's like 5'9" or 5'10", something like that.
Right.
And he was billing himself at his actual height.
Right.
And this guy he was wrestling, he's like 2 inches shorter, and he was billing himself as 6 feet. And he went to him, and it's like, you gotta start billing yourself as being like 6'1". And he's like, why? I'm not 6'1". It's like, yeah, either am I.
You're making me look bad.
It's like when we stand across the ring from each other, and I have to look up slightly into her 5'10" eyes. How is anyone going to take me seriously as a 6 foot tall man?
Well, that's one of those like just weird intricacies of like wrestling where it's like you can accidentally fucking put someone up. You can accidentally bury someone without even meaning to, just by doing your own fucking thing.
Yeah, it is insane.
It's like when well, it's like when LA Knight was talking recently. You know, he teamed up with John Cena for some stuff, and at one point, John Cena went to go shake his hand, and he refused to shake his hand after the match. After the match was over, because he didn't want it to look like John Cena was thanking him for giving him backup out there. And then they did another match where he tried to raise John Cena's arm, and he fucking like pulled his arm. John Cena tried to raise his hand, and he like pulled his hand away, and he's like, no, you're not doing that to me, no. And then he raised John Cena's hand, and fucking John Cena apparently called him a son of a bitch in the ring, but later when they met backstage, he was like, you did the right thing.
No, here's the thing. So much of that stuff is just so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
So beyond stupid. And hearing about that kind of stuff is funny. And like with that specifically, as long as everything was cool afterwards, it's just funny that it happened.
Right.
But so often, they're like legitimately furious.
Oh, yeah.
About stuff that happens, both in the ring and outside the ring. There's like, they did this, they didn't do that, whatever. And it's like, man, get over yourself.
Right.
Everybody in pro wrestling is those people who are like, I had to pay off my student loans. Why should anybody else get help with their student loans?
Right.
Because they're like, when I was a fucking newbie, I had to fucking
pay my
put
dues
the ring up and fucking clean up the locker room. And I did 1,000 jobs a week to everybody on the fucking roster. And I shook everybody's hand after they jammed it down their pants and fucking waggled their dick around at me. And fucking whatever else bullshit stuff. And if I had to put up with it, god damn it, so do they. Right. And it's like, you know, if all that stuff sucked and you thought all that stuff was bullshit, which you did,
right.
Don't fucking lie to me and be like, oh no, I got it. I understood where they were coming from. They're not coming from anywhere. That's just fucking stupid bullshit.
Right.
And you know it and I know it. And if you thought it was stupid bullshit when it was happening to you, you don't get to be like, oh, but now it's legit.
Yeah, now it's, it's my turn. I'm break the cycle, fuckers. Break the cycle. It's like when Miz was banned from the locker room for like 3 years and he had to change in the bathroom because one time he was eating chicken and it got either on or around Chris Benoit's bag. And so he just wasn't allowed in the locker room anymore. And like it was enforced. Not by, like, management, but by people who will beat him up because they're fucking psychopaths in wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's something that's always been really funny to me about that story, too. Because, of course, I mean, I don't think very many people are out there like, oh, no, Chris Benoit was a good guy.
Right.
After everything that happened, that's really hard to argue. And even if you subtract, if you give him a complete benefit of the doubt, oh, he had just fucking gone totally insane. And that's why he did the double murder-suicide. You don't get to blame that on him directly. Even if you give him that, which is an awful lot to give, he was still a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, there's no world where you look at him and be like, oh, he was a good guy. Just like all the way around.
Right.
But you hear that story, and he dies in the middle of that story.
Right.
He kicks the Miz out of the locker room. Miz has to change in the public fucking toilets for a long ass time.
Yeah, like 3 years, I think, is what it was.
Yeah, because you can't just stop. The guy who threw you out of the locker room, he has to say it's okay for you to come back in, which he can't do when he's dead.
Right.
And so after he's still doing it, finally the Undertaker comes and's like, hey man, just come change in the fucking locker room.
Yeah, you're good.
And when I heard that story for the first time, I don't know how people tell it now, but at the time when I heard it like 10 years ago or so, for the first time, they told it like Undertaker was being a real bro and doing a cool thing. And it's like, no, he wasn't. Like, A, he let it go on for a long time, but B, it still continued to go on after Benoit was dead.
Yeah.
For some amount of time before Undertaker was like, yeah, it's fine, I guess. And I guarantee you that if when he had died, if Miz just started coming back into the locker room because the guy who told him to get out was no longer there to keep him out,
Right.
they'd have fucking ate him alive.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because that's the thing. If, like, Undertaker had so much authority that, I don't know, the stories of Wrestler's Court just are insane to me.
I know. Well, it really makes you... Because, like, they always kind of stepped around it by being like, oh yeah, Undertaker was a locker room leader, which is literally technically accurate.
Yeah. But in reality...
But he was an asshole.
Yeah, in reality, he was a big, scary man who was not afraid to get physical with you.
Right? And he had other big, scary men that were ready to fucking throw down at any time, too.
I can't wait to
God.
try it out. Maybe you can help.
I don't know. Everybody in wrestling is just so bad. If you're watching this because you like wrestling, don't like wrestling anymore. It's just heartbreak after heartbreak.
I know it'd be early.
Yeah, just save yourself some trouble. Because like the Undertaker is a scary man. Like he talks so people talk so casually about how willing to assault people. Fucking Undertaker was.
I know.
Like I remember, like he's like he didn't trust Shawn Michaels for obvious reasons.
Right. Well, and they tell that story, and Undertaker's the hero.
Right.
I'm gonna beat you up if you don't do what we want.
Yeah, and like they talk about it like so fucking like casually, like, oh yeah, you know, Undertaker came back from his match, and then he just sat in Gorilla, and he taped up his hands and watched the match with Shawn Michaels. And once the match ended and Shawn lost his belt and 1, 2, 3, he untaped his knuckles and then he went to go change. And it's like, that is psychotic. that is assuming, because I don't think anyone had any doubt in their mind that if Shawn did his fucking Shawn thing and didn't do what he was supposed to do, when he walked back through the curtain into Gorilla, he was going to die.
Yeah, no, for sure. And here's the thing, right? Like, maybe he did need to do that for Shawn to do the stuff that he should have. Because Shawn, in the 90s...
had a lot of problems.
Yeah, he was ready to do just about anything to get out of having to do... Which I don't get it. Like, if every time it's your turn to lose the big belt, you come up with the reason why you actually need to vacate... That doesn't make you a better champion.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make you a better champion in reality by any stretch of the imagination. It just makes you a prick. But even, like, in kayfabe, every time he's a world champion, he gets fucking depressed and gives up.
Right.
Takes a fucking 4-month sabbatical. Just gives his title up. It's like, oh, well, that's a dominant fighting champion if I've ever seen one.
Right. No, what are you? This is a fucking practice match. What are you doing?
He's doing what he needs to do.
I mean, it ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna throw him into it now.
I mean, yeah. It's really all he deserves.
Like, I was just gonna try to end this clean, but then he countered the stunner and did that. That shows me he just wants to die.
True. Oof. That was brutal, because he just smacked face first into that.
Oh, yeah.
We
That's
did
all
it!
she wrote.
He never stood a chance in this match that we're having in an arena with no people in it.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I think someone just said that they need footage. Yeah, Tom needed footage. That's what they needed. And Noam Dar was the only guy who was willing to wake up early enough to do it.
Brutal, but understandable. I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Man, and I'm not going to wake up early next time
on
the shelf gaming either. Oh, yeah!
These guys.